Krishna Rama Mangalore devotees welcome you. Mangalore devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Nice speaker. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Welcome to Mayapur. How many of you are coming for the first time? Oh, almost everyone. Almost everyone. Okay. You're most fortunate. You're most fortunate because you have come to Mayapur. So since you have come to Mayapur for the first time, and since you're all here, I want to teach all of you one secret mantra. Okay? You want to learn? Yes. It's very secret. Okay? Very, very secret mantra. So ready? Yes. Everybody is ready? Yes. Okay. Full attention? Yes. Okay. Please repeat what I'm saying. Take it. Most secret mantra in Kalida. Because with this mantra, you can get everything. Whatever you want, you can get. Yeah? Most secret mantra. Of course, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is there. But when you chant Hare Krishna, and when you feel sometimes you have no enthusiasm, or when you feel sometimes things are not working out, or when you feel sometimes you're very happy, you don't know what to do, okay. Or sometimes you feel very dejected, you don't know what to do, then what you have to do? You have to chant the secret mantra. Chant 3 times, everything will be okay. Okay? Anyway, so I was asked to speak something to all of you. I was thinking what to speak. So then, Prabhu, who asked me to speak, he told me that please speak something funny. So then I thought I'll just tell you my story, this most funny thing. When I was a small boy, in my house we had only one cycle. Okay. We had only one cycle. Okay. I had 2 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. I was the youngest. And my school was very near. She also studied in the same school. We both in the same place. So my school was very near. So I never had any opportunity to touch the cycle because my brother's school was very far. So they always took the cycle. So my friends, they used to come to school in cycle. So I was very fascinated with cycle. Life had a cycle much. Then somehow I couldn't get cycle throughout my school. Sometimes I would borrow my friend's cycle. And I will say, okay, because my friend and me will come till my house, we'll walk and come. He'll just push the cycle and walk because he is not very comfortable to drive doubles and I don't know how to drive cycle. So just push and come. So sometimes I tell him, can I push your cycle? Say, okay. So the most exciting thing to do, push the cycle. So I was thinking that if I have a cycle, my life is successful. So then I finished my college. I never had a cycle in college also. I finished my college and then I went to work in Bangalore. So when I went to work in Bangalore, I saw nobody is having cycle in Bangalore. Everybody is having motorcycle. So I thought cycle is useless. If I drive cycle in Bangalore, who will see me? Nobody will see me. Brigade Road, you drive cycle. Imagine a young man in Brigade Road driving cycle. Doesn't suit. So I thought I will buy motorcycle. So I wrote to my father, my dear father, I don't have any money. I just joined the job. Please loan me 30,000 rupees. I want to buy Kawasaki Bajaj motorcycle. My father gave me loan. I motorcycle, Kawasaki Bajaj, new 4-stroke. I was going. And I was flying in my motorcycle in MG Road. I felt on the top of the world. Zindagi ban diya. Bangalore में है motorcycle है, MG Road में fast जा रहा है, जिंदगी बन गया. And then one day I was coming to office, and then one car fellow came and hit me. I went flying up, and then I came down. My helmet was one side, I was another side, my bike was another side, whole scratch all over my body, and then I was just lying there on the road like this. Then my colleagues from my office, they saw, "Arey, this fellow का accident हो गया, लेके जाओ उसको hospital में डालो." They put me in hospital. That fellow put tincture all over my body. It was like burning like anything. And then I went home. I slept for 1 month, and then I decided motorcycle is not. जिंदगी है तो कार होना चाहिए. जिंदगी है तो क्या होना चाहिए? कार होना चाहिए. So then, 3,000 rupees salary, Voltas Limited, when I will buy car, things don't work out. So I thought, great idea, I'll let me go to Dubai. I'll make a lot of money and I'll buy car. Okay, I went to Dubai. Okay. And then I went to Dubai in between some other assignment. Okay, what? I had to get married to her. I got married. Both of us got married. Okay. She also came with me to Dubai. And then we bought a car. Nice Chevrolet. A silver color car, shining car. And then I was just sitting in the car and she was nearby me and we were both holding hands and driving in. Now we are driving Sheikh Zayed Road, not MG Road, big road, like butter only road. The car is going very nicely. And then one Arab fellow, big 4-wheel drive, he came and then he's putting light on us. Mosquito car, what is that? Don't come on this way. I became very angry. What is this fellow? He's putting car on, light on. And small car is not good. You should have big car. Better to have big car. Nobody will put light on. So I worked very hard. I had child also, everything. And then I got big car. Okay. I was going in big car. Nobody putting. Now I am putting light on everything. Move. Jindagi ban gaya. Okay. Then one day I felt a little bit uneasy. I was thinking that what is this? So much uneasiness. So I went to the company doctor. And then company doctor checked everything. And then he said, no, nothing, no problem with you. Your lifestyle has become very sedentary. So please go walking. What he said? Please go. Where did they start? Walking. So, this is the story of my life. Okay. In the meantime, my wife went to Bhagavad Gita class. And then she told, see, they are teaching nice things in Bhagavad Gita. You come, you attend Bhagavad Gita class. I said, okay, wife, no, you have to listen to her. Otherwise, big problem. I told, okay, I will come. So I went, and then I was sitting in Bhagavad Gita class. Okay. And I was listening to class. Every week we had Bhagavad Gita class. The devotee used to come, used to sit in our house, teach us nice Bhagavad Gita. And when I was contemplating about my life, which started with walking and then ended in walking, that so many things you think that this is good for me, that is good for me. When I was a small boy, I was thinking cycle is good for me. When I became a young man, then I was thinking motorcycle is good for me. And then I thought getting married is good for me. And then I thought car is good for me. Then she came and then she added something. She said house is good for you. Why don't you build a house? I told her a nice story. Next time when you come to Mayapur, I'll tell that story. I told her a nice story when she wanted to build a house. Anyway, I built a house also. So, like this, we are thinking that this is good for me, that is good for me, that is good for me, this is good for me. And we are doing so many things. Yeah. But ultimately, we don't know what is good for us. That is reality. Reality of life is that we don't know what is good for us. So then we come back to the same thing. Okay, walking is good for you, go on. So when I read Bhagavad Gita, I saw that Arjuna also had the same problem. Okay. This is how I got attracted to Bhagavad Gita. Because the problem which I was facing, the same problem Arjuna was also facing. Okay. The question which I was asking, the same question he was also asking. What is good for you? What is my good? Sometimes people think that Bhagavad Gita is like now, 5,000 years old, now we are in modern age, we are in high-tech age, now Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years old and now high-tech age. What is the connection? The connection is that the questions which Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita is same as the question which we ask every day in our life. That's the connection. Arjuna asked two questions. Krishna, I am sure you all know what are the questions. What did he ask? What did he ask?
Should we fight or again?
That's in the beginning he asked. Should I fight or should I not fight? Okay. But there are two shlokas in Bhagavad Gita which actually changes the whole nature of discussion. Bhagavad Gita started contextually. Okay. It started contextually. There's big fight. This side Pandava, this side Kaurava, whole army is there, they are facing each other. Now Arjuna is telling, I have to kill my father, grandfather, this, that, my relative, my friend, my brother. Should I kill all of them? It's a contextual question. It started contextually, but in two slokas, the context got erased and the question remained. Yeah. What is sloka? My friend used to joke that whenever you get married, you have to surrender. He used to say. Because he says, Shishya Stayam Shadi Mam Kam Prapanna. Anyway, joke, okay, really. So what is the meaning of this sloka?
I'm confused about myself.
Okay. Okay, he said, I am confused about my duty. He also said one more thing. What is that? He said, I don't know what is good for me. Yashrayam Nishchitam Bruhi. What is good for me? You please tell, definitely. So, the answer is very simple. You fight, you get the kingdom, it is good for you. You enjoy the kingdom, it is good for you. The answer is straightforward. What is your duty? Your duty is that you should fight. What is good for you? You get the kingdom, it is good for you. It is a straightforward answer. So Arjuna didn't want to accept that answer. Therefore, he spoke one more shloka. That shloka actually qualifies this shloka of surrender. So therefore, that shloka is very, very important. Okay. You know what is that shloka? No, that Krishna spoke. Arjuna also we already said. No, that one Krishna spoke. Oh, that's all contextual. I should kill Guru, this is all contextual. He removed the context in Karpanya Dosha Sloka. Okay? Then the straightforward answer is that you should fight, you should get kingdom, your fighting is your duty, getting kingdom is good for you. This is straightforward answer. Okay? So he wanted to nullify that answer also. In order to nullify that answer, he spoke one shloka. That's very, very important shloka. Prabhu writes wonderful purport to that shloka. Nahi prapashyami mamanubadya devchoham uchoshnam indriyanam avapyagumam asapattam buddham rajyam suranam vicharipatyam. Very, very important shloka. He spoke. 2.8. Okay, it's very important sloka. 2.7 is that. 2.8. Very important sloka. Because he nullified that straightforward answer. He said, Nahi prapashyami mamanupadya yachokhamuchoshna indriyanam. I don't see how can I drive this sorrow which is bothering me. Okay, you get your kingdom, you win your war, you have your revenge, you are done with it. He says, no, I am not done with it. Even if I get the kingdom, without fighting, without killing anyone, the problem, contextually he started the problem of killing. Why should I kill people to get kingdom? Now what Arjuna is saying, the same person is saying that without fighting, without killing anyone, what about this small kingdom of Hastinapura? Even if I get the kingdom of demigods, avapya bhumau asapatnam vruddham rajyam suranam apichajagat. Suranam rajyam, even if I get the kingdom of demigods. Asapatnam vruddham. Asapatnam vruddham means without enmity. The whole three worlds will get surrendered to me. Okay, take it. No fight, no killing. Just take it. Still, I cannot drive away this grief which has surrounded me. So the question is no more about killing. The question is no more about the context. The question is about what haunts the human intelligence. The question is about what is haunting the human intelligence. And that question is, what is my duty and what is good for me? So therefore, in 2.9, Arjuna said, Govinda, I shall not fight. He clearly understood that fighting or not fighting is not his problem. His problem is beyond fighting, not fighting, killing, not killing. His problem is existential. That, what am I there for? What is my duty? What is good for me? Is cycle good for me? Is motorcycle good for me? Is car good for me? Is wife good for me? Is house good for me? What is good for me? And what is my duty? By the time I was 40, I had money to buy cycle, motorcycle, big car, small car, house. But still, the question remained that what is good for me? What is my duty? Everything we do in this world, every step we take, every decision we make, unknowingly we are asking this question, what is my duty? What is good for me? Some of you came to Mayapur because you thought it is good for you. Right? Let's go to Mayapur, it's good for us. Some of you might have come to Mayapur thinking that it's my duty. What to do? Everybody is going. If I don't go, it will look very strange. So now it's my duty to go. Let me go. Everything we do, we eat breakfast, we eat lunch. Anything we do, we decide breakfast, we decide lunch. Whatever we do, every single thing you do, you simply do it on the consideration that whether it is your duty or whether it is good for you. Sometimes you do things which you don't like because you think it is your duty. Sometimes you do things which you like because you think it is good for you. Sometimes you think it's your duty and it's also good for you. Like I was thinking, building a house is my duty because my wife wants a house. I thought it's also good for me. So I built a house, very nice. Both of us put so much effort in building the house. Oh, design this room like this, put a marble here, so much effort. So much money, so much effort we build the house. But the beauty is, we hardly stayed there. After building the house, for how many years we moved back? No, after building the house. 6 years. Yeah, about 6 years we were in Dubai. So from Dubai we directly landed to Mayapur. So the house is sleeping in Mangalore. So is building the house good for me? Yeah, but so many devotees go there, they stay there. It's good for me. So the point is that Krishna answers that question, that what is your duty and what is good for you, in Bhagavad Gita, conclusively. Hare Krishna, welcome. Welcome, Jivannath Prabhu. So Krishna answers the question conclusively in Bhagavad Gita. What is your duty and what is good for you? So what is the answer Krishna gave? Somebody quoted the slogan. What is our duty and what is good for us? Krishna gave one answer. Somebody gave that answer. Somebody quoted the slogan. Somebody is standing here. Yeah, in order to understand what is good for us and what is our duty, first of all, we have to differentiate between body and soul. That's a basic thing. Because if you don't differentiate between body and soul, you'll be like me. Okay? You'll think that buying cycle is good for me, buying a motorcycle is good for me, buying car is good for me, and then finally walking is good for me. You'll come back to it. Yeah? You'll be like me. Because you're simply thinking about what is good for the body. Yeah. So therefore you have to know the difference between body and soul. Okay. But what is the answer? Somebody chanted the slogan. Yeah. Sarvadharman Paritaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. But in order to come to that conclusion, Krishna actually elaborately analyzed so many things. And then finally he came to the conclusion that you should simply surrender to Krishna. So what is your duty? What is good for you? What is your duty? What is good for you? If you know this, that means your life is successful. This is where Bhagavad Gita started. By asking what is your duty and what is good for you. And the answer is surrender to Krishna, this is your duty and this is good for you. Okay. So how to surrender to Krishna? Krishna will come and say, hands up. You do like that? Yes. Yes. Krishna will come and say hands up. Okay? But he will not come as Krishna and put one gun and say hands up. He will come as Gauranga. Okay? And he will put his own hands up. And then he will say, hands up. And then chant, So, you put your hands up and then you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is how you surrender. Very simple. Krishna knows in Kali Yuga we are all useless people. Okay? He knows it very, very well that all of us are useless. So he gave us the process of surrender in a way we can do it easily. All of us can easily eat. In Kali Yuga everybody likes to eat. All of us can easily eat. All of us can easily sing. In Kali Yuga everybody likes to sing. Or everybody likes to hear some song. That's why people put earphone always and keep going. And then so many music apps are there, so popular. So everybody likes to sing, everybody likes to eat, and everybody likes to dance. So Krishna says, eat, sing, dance. This is your process. What is the process of self-realization in Kali Yuga? Eating, singing, and dancing. Very difficult, is it not? In Satyayuga, what you have to do? You know what you have to do in Satyayuga? What you have to do? Meditation. What meditation? No, he said that how to meditate. During the summer time, no, I'll tell you how to meditate. Bhagavad is explaining. During the summer time, 12 o'clock in the noon, you have to make a ring of fire. Okay? And then you have to make one pot with burning fire. You should put that pot of burning fire on your head. And you should sit within the ring of fire and then you should meditate. This is summer meditation. Winter time, what you should do? You should find the coldest place of water body. And then you should get into that water body neck deep. And the whole day you should stand in that water and then meditate. Who wants to meditation? Who wants to do meditation? Any candidate for meditation, please? So, Krishna knows we cannot do all those things. So he gave us very easy process. What is the process? Eat, sing, dance. Okay? So eat only Krishna Prasada, sing only Krishna's name, dance in Krishna Kirtan only. So by eating only Krishna Prasadam, by singing only Krishna's name, by dancing in Krishna Kirtan only, we can simply surrender to Krishna. So this is the beauty of Kali Yuga. And this whole process, it started in Mayapur, just a few blocks away. It's called Shiva's Angan. I hope you all go there. Or if you have seen there, it's fine. If you not, go and see there. This is where this whole movement of eating, singing and dancing started. And now it is spreading from here all over the world by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So, since you have come to Mayapur, your life has become successful. You learned one secret mantra. What is that? You learned one secret mantra. Okay. And you also learned the most important thing. What is that? How to surrender to Krishna. How will you surrender to Krishna? Yes. By eating, singing and dancing, we can surrender to Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so we have, yeah, we'll take a few questions because Prabhu is already there. Okay, so he gives permission, so we'll take a few questions.
Yes, quickly we'll have some questions. Prabhu will answer.
No question. Okay. Hare Krishna. Can you give some tips about successful devotee Grahastha life? Okay. First rule is that marry a devotee wife. Or marry a devotee husband. Second rule, if your husband, listen to your wife. At least make sure of listening to your wife. Never let your wife know that you are not listening to her. Anyway, joke. Okay. So the point is that is nicely explained in Bhagavatam. A few important points about what it means to live as Grahasthas in Krishna consciousness. The first point is that living Grahastha life in Krishna consciousness means that you simply enjoy by renunciation. You enjoy by renunciation. Means that we have to live simple life, okay? So whatever situation we are, in that situation we should live simple life. So that's the first point. Because if we live simple life, then we can get more time for Krishna consciousness. Okay, that's one thing. Second important point in Grahastha life is that we should never forget that devotees are there inside the house also. Right? We should never forget this point. Sometimes we are very tolerant outside. When we go to preach, when we are cultivating people, we are very tolerant. But when we come inside the house, then we become very intolerant. So we should also learn, we also do Vaishnava Seva, not only outside the house but also inside the house. Yeah, that's very important. That Vaishnava Seva not only outside the house. You should also understand Vaishnavas are inside the house. So do some Vaishnava Seva inside the house also. So then, what is yours? Third point is allow your wife to speak.
Yeah, and also there are 4 things to be done in a family life, which is very important, which the Prabhupada says in his wonderful Bhaktivedanta purpose. One is reading together, chanting together, honoring prasadam together. If not all the 3 meals, at least one meal, one prasadam having together, and doing deity worship together. So these 4 things, Prabhupada says, is the ideal household life.
So what are the 4 things you have to do?
Reading together,
What you have to read?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay, good. Don't read things together, huh? Okay. Read proper books together and then chant Hare Krishna together. Third, after together. Fourth, worship the deity together. This is household life. If you do this 4 things, this is household life. Okay.
And then the secret is that Prabhupada will be the authority. So even if there is any misunderstanding, we have shelter of Srila Prabhupada books. So accordingly, we can mold our life in Krishna consciousness, especially in Grahastha life. Because Prabhupada, being a Grahastha, and then he took sannyas, and he has practically lived Grahastha life. And based on Bhakti, based on Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever Prabhupada speaks is based on Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can relate our life when we read together. So practically, I have seen like 25 years, we are married. I hope successfully. Of course, definitely keeping Krishna in the center. That's the success, what I meant. Because normally, what we don't discuss, we start discussing when we read together the Prabhupada. So generally in a household life, what we discuss about the planning, saving, children education, what to buy, what sofa, what curtain, right? Like household things. We never discuss something beyond, right? But when we read together, there's so many things come up in our life. When we are able to relate, what is our purpose in life? Like, what is that higher purpose? So then we discuss together. There's so many things which we have never discussed in our day-to-day life that come across between husband and wife. So that becomes a priority, that how to prioritize our life, as per the more than the material things, how to prioritize our life in Krishna consciousness. So that takes over the priority. Then accordingly we mold our life. Of course, Krishna helps there to mold our life. So that makes the life success.
One more point is that you should understand that what is the duty of different ashrams and what they should not do. Like if a brahmachari thinks about a woman, he is considered fallen. Okay. If a grahastha doesn't give charity, he is considered fallen. If vanaprastha has sex with his wife, he is considered fallen. Sannyasi thinks about material enjoyment, is considered fallen. So what is relevant for grahasthas in this? Which grahastha is considered fallen? A grahastha who does not give charity is considered So therefore, the rest of life means charity. That we should give whatever we can give. It may be 1 rupee, it may be 1 paisa, it may be 1 crore, it may be 10 crores, it may be $1 million. Doesn't matter. Whatever you can give, you should give charity. Give charity to right cause. Charity in mode of goodness. You are all expert in Bhagavad Gita. So charity in mode of goodness, you should give charity to the right cause. Whatever you can afford, the rest of means you should give charity. If you don't give charity, that means the rest of life is wasted. So these are some little things which we can share during this time about the rest of life. Yes, ma'am.
One person is not a devotee, how to mold the other person?
Yeah, it's a common question that one person is devotee. Please sit down. It's a common question that one person is not a devotee, one person is a devotee. Now, who is a devotee, who is not a devotee is very, very significant. Suppose your wife is devotee, husband is not devotee, then it is relatively easy. Why? Because wife is cooking. So you can feed prasad. The guy has to eat it. He doesn't have a choice. So when you feed prasad, then prasad works. In Kalida, tasty prasad works very nicely. Nothing works like tasty prasad which is mixed with kirtan. Okay? You mix kirtan and prasad, you have success formula. So, in general, that's why I said that we should have some patience. Generally what happens is that when one person takes up the Krishna consciousness and another person is not Krishna conscious, then suddenly this person who has taken up Krishna consciousness starts seeing like the other person like some worm in the stool. You chubby fellow, I am devotee. You are going to hell, I am going to Goloka. And then, with that attitude, you start dealing with them. Let's try to find thousands of faults with them and then, try to, make their life miserable. So they start thinking these ISKCON people are some strange animals who came from. No, you have to deal with them with love and care. You have to deal with them with nice love, care and respect. If you deal with non-devotee relatives with love, care and respect, at the same time you should be very firm in your own practice of Krishna consciousness. So initially they'll make little fun, they'll say, hey, what is this you are doing? But if they see that by practicing Krishna consciousness you have become more respectful, you have become more cultured, you have become more conscious about your dealings with them, and if you have some patience with them, in dealing with them, have some patience in dealing with them. And be firm in your practice of Krishna consciousness. Like she has hundreds of cousins and big family. And I am also coming from a big family. So, but we deal with our family very respectful manner. Very, very respectful manner. So that actually makes a change of heart. That, okay, these people went to ISKCON and then they became nice. Not that these people went to ISKCON and then they become namuna. It should not be like that. Same time, be firm. You have to chant your rounds. You have to follow strictly for regulated principles. No compromise in this. Like she attends weddings of her relatives, but she doesn't eat there. They all know that she doesn't eat. They all know. They will come. They will say, "Did you have the feast?" And then they will smile and say, "Anyway, you will not eat." That's it. Simple. Be firm in what you are doing. But at the same time, be nice, be respectful, have some patience. That's the way to turn them around. Generally, if the wife is devotee and husband is not devotee, it's a little easier. But if husband is devotee and wife is not devotee, it will be difficult. Because in Kalida, everything is reversed. Husband listens to wife, wife doesn't listen to husband. It's the very nature of Kalida. She's here. I'm telling publicly. So it takes a little difficult because also husband is not cooking. See, this prasad is very important. So that makes a difference. Anyway, but By love, by care, by respect, things can become easy. Okay, I think we should stop here. Yes.
You said that you attended the Bhagavad Gita session, and was that immediately you changed everything in life or did you session?
Yeah, I attended one session, next session I became sannyasi. No. It took a long time. But we are not a good model, okay? We are a bad model.
At least by
We took about 3 years to get initiated. Yeah, we took about 3 years to get initiated. And after initiation was...
Stayed there for 11 years.
Yeah, we stayed there for 11 years, but initiation was 2003. Around 2005, we did Bhakti Shastri. Right? 2005, we did Bhakti Shastri. Actually, when we did Bhakti Shastri, that's the time we read Prabhupada books properly. Because for initiation, we read Prabhupada books. And then during Bhakti Vriksha, we read Prabhupada books. That was more like a preparation. But getting deep into Prabhupada books was Bhakti Shastri. It actually helped us, both of us, to get deep into Prabhupada books because we had time to read books, we had time to analyze them, and we had time to think about them. So that changed our life. Both of our life changed. So we understood that at some point we have to change our life. Whatever we are doing, at some point we understood we have to change our life. I asked my son when he was like 3-5 years old, I think 5 years old. At the time I asked my son that because from beginning he was attending Mangalore, he was going for congregation program, that is everything. So when he was 5 years old, I asked my son, what is the aim of your life? I was expecting that he would say something like Namadani, Sada, Uchi and things like that. So he asked me a question back, how many houses you built? I said, I built 4 houses. Okay. He said, I built 6 houses. Come on, stupid guy. You are my only son. Already I have 4 houses. You will build 6 houses and then do what? So I told my son, my dear son, I became donkey. You also don't become donkey. So then I decided that we had to do something to actually show him that there's a different life. There's a life which is beyond simply making money, going in car and running behind the rat race. So therefore, to show him a different life where money doesn't matter, where car doesn't matter, where the latest video gadget doesn't matter. To show him a different life, we came to Mayapur. We put him in the academy, which is the Gurukula. Of course, he lived a very nice life there. So that was the turning point. That was where we actually, Bhakti Shastri helped us a lot. Because that gave us the opportunity to study Prabhupada books very deeply. So Prabhupada books have that potency to actually change the hearts of people, that they can actually understand that they're wasting their life if they scrutinizingly read Prabhupada books. That actually helped us a lot. Of course, then we did some planning and then did some things like that. Just landed up here. But the most important thing is to keep reading Prabhupada books while we follow the process. You surrender to Krishna, surrender to Guru, get initiated, and then follow the process, and then keep reading Prabhupada books, and then the magic will happen. Okay, we should stop. Oh, one last question. Okay, one last question. Yes, sir.
What work you do for earning? What work you do for earning money?
What work I did for earning? I did donkey's work for earning. In Bhagavatam it is said, Svavit Varahostra Karai Samstuta Purusha Pashu Nayat Karna Pato Peto Jatu Nama Gadad Jaha. And there are 4 types of people in this world. They are like dogs, hogs, camels and asses. So the dog is running from one place to another place simply because he wants little bread or little biscuit. Same way, the man also runs from one company to another company because he gets one better job here, better job there, better job there, better job there, better job there. Sometimes he gets a lot of money and then he doesn't know what to do, so he goes to 5-star hotel and eats. He goes to big 5-star hotels. He has big party there. He has business meeting there. He has this there. He has that there. So this is hog life. Camel life is that you do some sin and then you think it is enjoyment. And ass's life is that you take the burden of everything without the necessity to take it. So normally people who do not know the purpose of life, whatever work they do, they simply work like these 4 animals. It doesn't matter whether he is some big man like whatever, Bill Gates or whatever, or a fellow who is outside, he is pulling rickshaw. Doesn't matter. Whether he earns millions of dollars or whether he is struggling for everyday's meal, doesn't matter. But if he doesn't know what is the purpose of life, he is simply working like these 4 animals. But when we know what is the purpose of life, then his work matters because he simply does his work as a matter of tool to please Krishna. So that's how we should work. Like Yatra, Yatra, Lokoyam Karma Badanaha, Tadartam Karma Kaunteya Bhaktasanga Samachara. Anyway, the direct answer to your question is that I am a mechanic. I was a mechanical engineer. So my specialization is air conditioning. I worked in Bangalore for 3 years, and during that time I spent a lot of time in Mangalore because I had some work in Mangalore. Doing some company was doing some government contracts in Mangalore. So I used to spend a lot of time in Mangalore. That way I like Mangalore very much. Mangalore and Udupi. I spent a lot of time there. Then I went to Dubai. I continued my same career and same career. That's fine. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Very, very important question. Answer for me, which I'm getting from you. Answer, your answer. So what are the Krishna consciousness important activities to do with our kids?
Important Krishna conscious activities you do with your kids. Yeah. So first of all, please make your children understand that Krishna consciousness is fun. Okay, this is the most important thing. They should have good experience of Krishna consciousness. That they should understand that doing Krishna consciousness makes us happy. It's not that it's like some sort of punishment inflicted on them. Okay, it should not be that. Okay. So that's something which is very important. Okay. So you could play some Krishna conscious games with them. There are so many Krishna conscious games. You could play some Krishna conscious games with them. You can spend some nice time with them. It depends on what age they are. Like when they are small children, you could tell them nice Krishna conscious stories and enact some dramas with them and things. With whatever kind of attracts them. Okay. So they should get attracted to Krishna consciousness. They should think that it is nice thing. They should not feel that I am missing something because of Krishna consciousness. So as a mother, it's very important to cook nice, tasty prasad for them. Because you are restricting them from eating so many things from outside. You are telling that you should not eat cake, you should not eat this, you should not eat that. So you should be able to replace that with your cooking. Like, you make nice cake. Like I remember that when my son used to go to parties when he was a small boy, she used to make cake and give it to him. So that when everybody is eating cake, he also has cake to eat. So that's very important, that the boy or the child should not think that, oh, because of Krishna consciousness I am missing out something. So that feeling should not come to the child. Maximum you should try that. So one of the most important things is eating. So make sure that they get variety of prasad, very nice prasad. So that, especially if they are interested in eating. Like my son used to get up and ask the first question, what is for breakfast today? That's his mantra, what is for breakfast today? Like that. So he likes to eat. So therefore, cooking was very important for her. She took care of that nicely. So like that, we should see what each child is unique. So you have to see what is the need of the child. And you have to see a Krishna conscious way of fulfilling that need. And then making it a fun experience for them. They should feel that Krishna consciousness gives them happiness. They should not feel, Now, sit. Sit in back. If you get it, child will think, oh, what punishment is this? So, don't make them feel like Krishna consciousness is punishment. Of course, you have to be strict when you have to be strict, that's okay. But in general, you should make Krishna consciousness a happy experience. That we can figure out how to do it, and that's what is important. But that will depend on individual child. It's not that there's no generic answer. But the generic answer is that you have to see what your child likes, and then you have to see how to give it in a Krishna conscious form. That's it. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so your Nasruddin is waiting for a long time. Sorry.
We thank Prabhuji and Mataji for giving us association. Thanks a lot, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You all remember Prabhuji, Jivannath Prabhuji?
Yes.
So